My guy, did you see last night's episode? What's up? It's your boy Nick, back to talk about episode 5 of House of Dragons. Did y'all check that show out? Man, that show was crazy. Uh, I was like kind of expecting a little bit more because the last episode was a little, I wouldn't say uh, tamer. Like I said in my previous show, it was more about I guess my previous show is my first ever totally weird and random show. I kind of hit on the game House of the Dragons a little bit in that I talked about it was more of a political back and forth between both sides in episode 4. But man, in this episode, it got wild, man. They were doing, there was action, there was uh, Damon, there was going crazy or having nightmares or something, uh, all kinds of stuff. Let's just get into it. I was on last in that show I try to do. I tried to figure out how to get my screen to work, and I think I've got it worked out. So we're gonna go through a few frames. Some of them I can't do because they were doing off with your head a lot in this video. So I'm or this episode. So I'm gonna try to refrain from having that on here, but. I'm gonna try to go beat by beat. I'm not gonna play it. I'm just gonna show some different shots and talk about it. So we'll hit it up that way. Here we go. Boom! Look at that. Kind of know what I'm doing here. So we started out. Well, I kind of got to it a little earlier. We started out with him having this little flashback thing with Rhaenyra being younger on the the throne, I guess, the Iron Throne. Um, they're talking to each other and they yelling at each other and screaming. She's pretty much making him feel bad. It's all his fault and everything like that. Uh, he gets to a point where he just can't take it no more, and then he he chops the old dome off, and then she keeps talking, kind of kind of headless at one point. Uh, fix that in post, but she talks to him there in head without a head. Uh, she continues to talk, and that's when you realize this is him going crazy or having nightmares or something. As he's still there at the castle, uh, they're either being bewitched or just having a crazy episode because he's lost his sitting with Rhaenyra, or he's just not becoming the man that he wanted to be in the position he wanted to be in, and it's just finally making him snap a little bit. Uh, he wakes up and then he thinks he has blood still on his hand after he wakes up, but he doesn't. It's just like he wakes up, oh, I got blood on my hand, and he looks over, oh no, I don't. So they walk around. Uh, he's wanting to talk to uh, the actual Lord, who they still keep on saying is bedridden and super sick and can't talk to nobody, can barely eat and drink. So they send out his grandson, uh, who's like this really young kid, and this cat's like 10, 12, 13, and like look, his sword's bigger than he is, and Damon's like, I ain't got time for you, kid. I want to talk to the real guy that's over this place. Thanks for showing up. Uh, I need somebody who can make sure that they can give me their men and pledge to Rhaenyra because he's trying to get back in her good graces. And I don't think you're the guy. You're over this place. So he storms off after a little back and forth between the two of them. He storms off there. And then this guy, I think his name was, I can't remember something the strong, which I think is just he's just helping to. Uh, he's kind of like a noble, but he's kind of a caretaker of the castle. Maybe like a cousin or something. Or I don't really understand exactly how positionings of nobles work, but he's like a cousin maybe of the people, and he's trying to help this groom this guy, this kid to be ready to take the lower place or something. And so then it switches over to I think her isn't her name Raina, who was at one point was going to be the actual queen or the ruler, but her brother took over in the first season. So she still thought very highly of and as a princess, and she goes and talks to Alan, which was very weird because he's a new character and I can remember his name, but it's a very easy name. Uh, and she's figured out that this Alan is uh, an illegitimate son. That I was guessing earlier. I said it in a couple of other, I think a couple other videos I had said maybe potentially he could have been a illegitimate son to uh, Lord of the ship Lord, the Lord and so forth. The one he saved. I'm gonna have to write down these people's names so that I don't sound like I've never watched the show. I watch the show all the time. I just can't remember nobody's name. I think she's put two and two together that he could be an heir. What in the Sam Hill is going on here? They have a little, they have a little back and forth about I figured it out. He's like, why are you coming down here starting trouble? We got too much stuff going on. She's like, well, I know who he could be. He could be an heir. And she's like, well, he's like, we ain't got time for this right now, type of thing. Uh, Allison gets the uh, Grand Meister, which I think is kind of like he's over like religion and health. I think is his job, and I think he, yeah. All right, so I think that he brought something to for her because I think that she has possibly maybe got pregnant with all her diddly dallings around with Lord Commander Christian Cole. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I think that was something we've seen before. It's like something like a to help not have babies or something. I'm not exactly sure. I can't remember, but I think that's what that is. Either or. Uh, you can see throughout the episode a few times her having to hold some hot rocks or something on her stomach. Uh, and then go to the council, Rhaenyra's council. They're all squabbling and saying we should do this, we should do that. They're not getting along. We should attack. We have a time now to attack Christian Cole that is taking over, and then we come up on this place where they've already had a battle, and Christian Cole says anybody who wants to change sides can change sides, or you can meet this one guy's feet and or how he's gonna die, and he gets his head chopped off, and so after that, all the guys start getting to one knee, and they all switch sides. You know what I'm saying? So then we go back to the king's small council meeting, and he's just running around like Heathcliff, man. He's terrorizing everybody's neighborhood because he's just mad because nobody's listening to him because he's just so uh, immature about the fact that nobody listens to him because he has nothing but bad ideas. And then after a little while, uh, oh my God, his brother, the one-eyed one, comes up and pretty much says, "This is what Christian Cole is going to do," because me and Christian Cole's been talking about it behind your back, and he gets mad about it. Um, but in all fairness, I think the one-eyed brother This is his way to get back at him and uh, get back at his brother, the king, because his brother, the king, made him look like a fool where he felt comfortable in the brothel. He made him, he went in and made fun of him there. And that's one place he felt comfortable. And so now his brother is going in and trying to make him look even more like a fool in the one place he should feel comfortable in his small council chambers. So he's making him look more like a fool there. So he's like, all right, so you made me look like a fool where I felt comfortable. Now I'm gonna make you a fool, look like a fool where you should feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So um, he really don't like it. He's really mad about it, but there's not a lot he can do about it because as much as it's out of the way and as much as it's wrong for him to go behind his back, the plan's pretty solid. You know what I'm saying? So he pretty much just has to say, you know what, the troops are already on the ground, and the plan's pretty good. So just have to let it happen. Here's where Allison is holding those rocks on her stomach, like I was talking about. Like maybe she's trying to pass a potential baby between her and Christian Cole. She don't want nobody to know. Uh, then we got Lord Foot Fetish comes in there to talk to her about what happened at the small council meeting. She wasn't there, and to remind her that of everything that happened, remind her that uh, her sons are squabbling and comparing uh, who can do things better, and that she ran the country or the country, the Seven Kingdoms for a while King, uh, her husband, the king before this king, was down and very sick and stuff like that. So he's very much trying to get on in her good graces even more. You know, so see, he's trying to align himself into. He's a snake, you know what I mean. He's just trying to align himself into where he can, so that he can have places to go. You know, so trying to listen to her, stuff like that. So also trying to get in her ear so that he can, because I don't think he thinks that very many people listen to her because she's a woman there. And he wants to listen to her. Now he's in a small council. Then we go back to Damon, uh, having more nightmares, and then he comes across this lady making this potion or drink or something in the middle of the night, which I could never tell if it was real or if it was part of his dream. But all of a sudden, he wakes up in the middle of like this meeting, briefing, whatever, between like these this other clan or part of like the river folk. Apparently, there's two houses in the river folk. There's the house that he's in, uh, which is the big castle, and then there's another group of guys, and they're better fighters, but the other ones are, I guess, more wealthy or something. He's trying to recruit both of them, and so he's trying to get the better fighters there in that situation. Then we go back to the small council meeting. Basically, he just telling them that they just they get on his nerves because they're just boring as all get out. So then, I think at this point you got the king, you got Allison. They have a little back and forth between each other, and Allison reminds him he didn't earn his right to be king. He was given that right. He was given the right. He was given his status as king. He keeps on acting like he did something to become king, and everybody else at the small council meeting earned their right at the not meeting, but in the small council itself, earned their right or earned their position at that table. Uh, he didn't do anything but was born who he was and then was given the title of king. And then so I think that was a little bit of an eye opener because I think it was the first time somebody told him how the world really worked. And is that probably going to change him? No. But I think for the first time, he was like, you know what? I think you're a little right there. I didn't do anything but you know, was just born. So then we get into the super fun part. So they go to this little castle. They're gonna have this. It probably seems like a very insignificant little battle. You have Christian Cole is deciding we're just going to take it. We have uh, the knight that's Allison's brother. I can't remember his name. The Hightower Knight, whatever, her brother. He's trying to talk him into not doing it. Well, um, the one-eyed guy and Christian Cole has already planned out this battle, partially because you'll find out here in a little bit, but they're already decided they're going to have this battle. So Christian Cole said, "We're already going to attack him right now. We're just going to attack him in the middle of the daylight. Right now, it's going to happen." Oh, so they go ahead and they go to attack this castle because they want to get all the castles off the mainland. So she's isolated to this one little island. She being Rhaenyra, oh, and her what she has left of her army that they know of. So they go to attack during the daytime. Uh, they go after that they're off riding to go start this part of the battle. Rhaenyra and her people and her small council decide we got to take we need to take a dragon so that we can you know even up with this people in this particular castle. They can have some protection. We can maybe turn the tides of this battle and then save this one castle we have off of the island we're on. So they kind of go back and forth. Whatever his name is, that guy right there, the oldest son, he wants to go. Then Rhaenyra wants to go, and then her aunt, she ends up going because she has the most experience and probably the biggest dragon out of their fleet. Maybe I don't know, at least the most experienced. So she ends up going, and then rides off until to go to this battle that's about to take place right here. But little does she know that the the king has decided he's no longer going to sit still in the castle. He's going to take matters into his own hand and fly off his own. So you got her flying off, and you got the king flying in, and you got a secret in the woods. You got the one-eyed guy, the Christian Cole, and the one-eyed guy decided they were gonna. This was their game plan the whole time was just because they knew that they would end up sending a dragon. So they were like, okay, they'll send a dragon. We'll take it out with the one-eyed guy. All our other ground forces will take out the tower, the castle, so that we'll overtake it and we'll overtake one of their dragons. And so that's what they've probably figured in their head. But little do they know that the king would take off too, and there would be a three-way dragon match in the air. And this fight with the three-way dragon match, and I know it probably wasn't perfect like CGI. I thought it was really good. Like to me, I thought it was pretty because I don't even know what the hell dragons would look like flying in the sky. Shit, I mean, but to me it was pretty awesome. Like, and then you had Christian Cole's like going back and forth. Like, I don't know what the heck to do. It's like, this was not in the plans. This is not what we. This is not the way it was written up. Uh, it almost seemed like, and I really do think that. I think it's Aegon is the one-eyed guy, and Aemon is and I may have that backwards, is the king, but the one-eyed guy is. I think he put a hit out on the king once he saw the king was there. He's like, I have a chance to take him out. It almost seemed like that. And I think he did a pretty good job because I'm pretty sure the king is toast. He I mean, there was just dragon going everywhere. They were fighting, scratching, clawing. And at the end, uh, you have Christian Cole. He's just riding his horse as fast as he can. Uh, Something happens. I don't know. Like somebody takes his horse out. He falls over. He's all dazed and confused. Uh, he rides a long way, and then he gets to old homeboy, old crazy homeboy, who I'm pretty sure is the sword from the end of Game of Thrones, the one that kills the Night King. And maybe he had that the whole time, and I didn't realize it. But he asks, he says, "Where's the king?" And he's inside the dragon. He looks pretty dead. So either or, that was the gist of the whole show. Uh, oh, I didn't say the king died. The aunt died. I wish I could remember names of people. You'd be like, "Wow, you actually watch the show if you knew names of people." But it's like this episode was amazeballs. It was so good. The writing was so good. The action was so good. I mean, it was like watching a movie. Like uh, I don't even know. Like when I watched it last night, like I wanted to watch it again. I just was like, what? I mean, I shouldn't say that. What the what? Oh, I edited that out. It was just it was really good. What do you guys think about? Do you guys watch House of Dragon? Did you watch do you do you like this kind of stuff, or is this not in your wheelhouse? Do you like other stuff? Anyway, I just had to put it out there, tell you guys what I thought about it, all the other stuff. I know it probably went really long, longer than I really anticipated going talking about this, but I was really excited about it. Either or, um, if you would give me like all that other fun YouTubey stuff. If not, whatever. I appreciate it. Thanks and peace.